Alright, today we're going to be working on 2010 Hyundai Genesis with 4.6, and the transmission is the ZF6HP26. So I have the valve body on the bench. We're going to be overhauling the valve body with new solenoids and new plate, new dampers, and while the valve body is down, I have new sleeves to put into the case, new bridge seal, and of course a new pan, bolt kit. We're going to look at all the parts and refill it with Lifeguard 6 oil. Alright, so car came in, pretty much the linkage was frozen. It has this setup has a very similar setup to the Land Rovers. We probably had 3 or 4 Land Rovers come in, and the shifter was very tight. And down on the bottom is kind of like a pivot where as you move the cable, it has to pivot, and it's frozen in there. I guess it's like a bushing in there, and it was frozen. You know, it's all on the bottom, and you pick up all the elements from the winters and all the stuff on the roads. So that eventually froze up, so we got that nice and free. And while the car is here, the client wanted us to do a valve body service, which is basically overhauling the valve body, installing new solenoids, and of course bridge seal, sealing sleeves, and then once everything is done, top it off Lifeguard 6, reset the adapts, and should be good to go. Alright, so here is the valve body. I have all my parts here. I'm going to get a little closer. We're going to look at all the parts first, and then we can go ahead and open up the valve body and do our overhaul there. Alright, so let me just get a little closer, and then we'll just get going. We'll look at the parts, and then we'll get going on the valve body. Okay, alright, so we have our mechatronic sleeve here. Everything is ZF. Alright, here are our 4 sealing sleeves, our bridge seal. Alright, here is the the solenoids, ZF, of course. Here is our solenoid kit, 3 blue, 3 yellow, 1 black. Alright, we have our separator plate for the valve body. I got a nice bolt kit here for the pan, because it does have the earlier bolts, which are like the Torque 25, and those things strip out all the time and stuff. So I have a bolt kit here with the T40 head, so we're going to put all new bolts in it. I have a new fill check plug, OE pan, Filtran, made in Germany. And of course we're going to top it off with the good old Lifeguard 6 oil. So we have all our goodies. And we can go ahead and start disassembling this valve body. Also here, let's take a look here real quick. Alright, so we got a Gen 1 valve body. I can just tell by looking at the back of this valve body. So we're going to have 6 dampers on this. And I have the new inserts here for the 6 dampers. Alright, so let's bring this valve body back. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take these 6 bolts out and take the TCM off. Alright, so these are all Torque 27 bolts. These bolts, of course, are longer than the rest. Alright, turn this over and very carefully lift this out. Okay. Clean up the range switch here. Clean this up. And other than that, it looks in pretty good shape. Alright, let me just see if I can get a little closer here onto this valve body. Give me 1 second, let me just reposition. Okay, let's go ahead and get the rest of the bolts out and split the valve body apart. We get some of these bolts out here. I'm going to leave a couple in until we're ready to swap out the solenoids. Just back out a little bit now because we're going to split this apart. Check valves here. We're going to lift these off. Alright, so our plate is a B052. I'm just dripping, I don't want to hold it really close to the camera. Or, you see this one, A052. Either way, that is our plate. And let's take a look at the ones we got. And our new plate is the B052. Okay, so there's really nothing in here, in this section, that is going to fall out, so I like to drain some of the oil out. So let's do that. And then this one here is where we're going to mark everything. All right, let me just 1 second, I will be right back. All right, so let's mark all the check ball locations. Got 9 of them in this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. All right. Go ahead and take them out. One rag. All right, here is a check valve here, and spring. There's a filter. Pour a little filter here. And then we got 4 check holes in this section. Check valve here, filter, and check valve here. Okay. So all those are out. Now we have our 6 dampers. Push those up. They are basically all the same. A couple of these are a little flatter than normal. Okay. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to clean everything up. We're going to make sure everything is free. And then we can go ahead and start putting the valve body back together. We can install the new solenoids and put everything back together and finish the valve body up. Then we can go underneath the car and take a look under there. I'll put the sleeves in. And then get this valve body back reinstalled with a new pan and new fluid. All right, so let me just clean everything up and I will be back shortly. All right, so everything is clean and valves are free. So this section here, let's put the check balls and valves and dampers back in. And then we can go ahead and put the halves together, change the solenoids, and then put the computer back on. All right, so let's put all of these back in place. Screen there. Okay. So here are our dampers that we're going to change. We have new inserts. Okay. That looks good. All right, now our new plate. so what we're gonna do now, actually, is we're gonna go ahead and put our new solenoids in. All right, so let's bring this section, because what we gotta do is when we put the two halves together, I'm gonna put like 3 bolts in, then I gotta put the TCM on to line everything up, because that has the dowel pins. So once we do that, we're just gonna leave it in there. All right, let me get, so you can see. Okay. Now let's get these other 2 out. Come off. All right, so here are our solenoids. So we got the 3 blue. Let me just back out a little bit. Brand new 3 yellow. And our 1 black. All right, so that's the MV, and the others are the EDS. Okay. So I'm gonna do these one at a time. Starting with this yellow. Okay. Blue, last blue. Black. Okay. So this is an M-shift valve body. If it worked, it would have the extra solenoid here and here. And that would be known as an E-shift valve body. Okay. Okay. It's a little easier to do it this way. torque these down. And so I have this set at 90 inch-pounds. So now, I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to make sure everybody can see. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and put these two halves together. So we got two of these check valves here, so I'm going to push down on this plate, make sure these valves move free. Okay, so this plate's pretty much lined up. Hold the plate down. Just gently slide my fingers out and right down. Okay. All right. Now let's spin those down, but not too tight, because then we're going to flip it over and put the computer on. Just back it off a little bit. This here. All right, and we got to make sure we catch the manual valve. Let me reposition so everybody can see. Okay, let me just grab the computer. All right, so this is all clean. All right, and this is ready to go on. So we're going to catch the manual valve in this one right here. All right, the E shifts would normally go here, and the M shifts go here. There it is. Perfect. Manual valve is caught. Okay, so we're going to leave it on here. We're going to flip it. Put the rest of our bolts in. And we got two of the longer ones are going to go here. More to go here. Okay, this is the difference in the length. tighten these up. Now I'm going to get the bolts for the TCM. Alright, just give me 1 second. I think somebody's here. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and tighten these down. Doing these to about 90 inch-pounds. Doing the inside ones first. Okay. All right, so the valve body is complete. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up under the car, and what we can do is install these 4 sleeves. The bridge seal, it'll stay up there. We can install the bridge seal, and then when everybody comes in, we're going to hang the valve body and finish it up. So valve body is done. So let me just get set up under the car. We'll take a look under there, do a couple of things there, and finish it up. All right, so I will be right back. All right, so we're going to be changing out the 4 sleeves. I got my bridge seal, and this is the part of the linkage that was frozen that we had to free up. This kind of pivots as the cable moves, and it was not pivoting. So let's get these sleeves out. Okay. So I got a little trans gel that I'm putting on. Bridge seal. Okay. Got to make sure, you know, you may or may not know, but the ZF6HP26 bridge seal is different than the 19s and 21s. So you just got to make sure that you have the correct one. All right, so that's good. These are good. Linkage is all nice and free. And next step, we just got to reinstall the valve body, but we're going to wait for the guys to come in so we can all do that. Got a new pan, new Lifeguard 6 fluid, new bolts, and filled check plug. So once again, 2010 Hyundai Genesis ZF6HP26 valve body overhaul, and while we had the valve body out, we went ahead and changed the sleeves and the bridge seal and freed up the linkage. So this thing should be real nice when it's done. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next one.